Don't you guys have that activity that takes you out of anything and you love to do it? And to me, that activity is volleyball. And I found it really interesting that volleyball has a good history. And by that, I want to tell you a little bit about more the history, the rules of volleyball for who don't understand, and how it works, how are the fundamentals, and that, or how to relate each other. So this was the guy, William G. Morgan. The game was created at 1895 in Massachusetts, United States, and the first net was 6'6", and that's very low compared to these days because the people at that time were shorter than they are today. So in 1900, they created a special ball for volleyball. Since before they play with soccer balls, basketballs. And volleyball was created 4 years after basketball was created. That's a really interesting curiosity. And by the years, with the evolution of the volleyball, as it says here, in 1916, you could see the offense style with the hitting and the setting. So the people need to create a new rules. And that's why in 1928, they created the United States Association of Volleyball. So in 1930, the first beach volleyball 2 versus 2 game was created. And 19 years after, 1949, the first World Championship were held in Czechoslovakia. And in that time that they created the World Championship, the volleyball spread to the whole world. So then in 1964, they put it in Olympics in the first edition in Tokyo. And that's, you see, in that part, volleyball was spread all around the world. And in 1974, what happened, a really good thing, in Mexico, World Championship, they held the first overseas transmission. That's a really cool curiosity. And as the people come turning the sport more and more professional, they start to see things that were wrong and need to get better, like training conditions, payment, and all this stuff. So in 1983, they created the Association of Volleyball Professionals. And then in 1990, they created the World League. There is a championship that happens every year between the 10 best countries in the world, and that's a big championship that happens all the world. And the last thing that I want to tell you about in history is in 1996, the 2-person beach volleyball became an Olympic sport. So now we already talked about the history a little, so I'm going to talk about the rules. It starts with the court court size and net dimensions. The court is 9 meters for 9 meters. That is like 30 feet, I think. And that's according to the official guide of volleyball. It says the net is the volleyball's net meant are 97 feet, and the girls' net are 34 feet. And right back in the lines, we have the antennas. So how the game works? The game is basically 6 players each side of the court, three touches, 3 contacts max to put the ball to the other side, and your goal is score the point by letting the ball fall in the other side of the court. So now we are going for some more in-depth rules, such as carry in two touches. That's when you are doing the set, the assist, and you make a contact illegal. We have the antenna. When you hit the antenna, it means that you hit the ball out. And the invasion. The invasion basically means that you pass a line that you could not pass, such as on a serve, on a hit, or going over the net. Now we are going to go how to play. The game is divided in defensive and offensive sector. The defensive are the pass, the defense, the dig, and the block. That's why you make that to defend from the other team to score the point. And the offense are the set, the assist, the spike, the hit, and the serve. That's when you start the game. And all these moves make each other a cycle, since volleyball is a very, very fast game pace. And if you have the most concise team, the team that can make is more regularly is usually the team that win the game. And now it's time to conclude. So we talked about the history of volleyball, a little bit more about the rules, starting for the basics and go for the in-depth rules, and how it works and how the system works to each other. Thank you. Do you have some questions?